What's up, Pokemon trading card game fans? Welcome to episode 25 of the Special Conditions podcast, where our love for Pokemon and collecting collide. Special Conditions is part of the Pokemon Professor Network, and today is February 17th, 2020. I'm one of your hosts, Adam Tuttle, joined by my co-host, Josh Brown. What is up?
What's up, Adam? How you doing, buddy?
Oh, I'm doing good. It's been a couple of days.
Yeah?
So I'm excited to talk about cards again.
Yeah.
It's my guilty pleasure.
Sure. Everybody needs one. Or two,
or
three, or however many it takes.
And on today's show, we're going to talk about our pickups of the week. Card of the week this week will be Silvally GX from Hidden Fates. Because shinies do more damage.
That's
as
true.
far as Josh is concerned.
100%.
And hopefully Josh has a spicy question for this week.
I do.
And yeah. Let's dive right in.
Yeah. Let's do it. What's
right.
new in the world of Pokemon TCG?
As far as new stuff,
Yeah.
well, they're so Sword and Shield released.
Uh-huh.
Okay. And we got the 3-pack blisters.
Yep.
Which is either Morpeko or a Galarian Ponyta alternate arts.
Question. So those are different cards that you could get in the set? Like in packs?
I think those are just like reprints.
Okay.
And they're just different arts of the cards that are in the packs. Well,
okay.
I mean, I think they do different attacks too. Yeah, I'm like thinking about what the Gossifleur does. But
Are they numbered, or are they considered like promo cards?
They're numbered, but they're promos.
Okay.
Like a Sword and Shield promo number.
Gotcha. Okay.
But I picked up the Wooloo, and that's pretty cute.
Mm-hmm.
But I opened it on today's Insta Booster, and I got a hollow Bolthound.
Oh, okay.
So I did my best, trying to get some good cards.
Sure.
Oh, you know what I did?
What'd you do?
I went to my local comic book shop, and
Yes.
they just had a binder. I asked, hey, do you have any of the new stuff?
Uh-huh.
And they threw a binder at me with a bunch of V cards, and everything was $2. So I was like, well, I don't have that one. I was like, there's a Sableye.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So I got basically a small stack plus a hyper rare bead. Is that how you say it? Beady?
Yes.
Bead?
Beady,
Bed?
Buddy.
We're just going to call her Bev. I got a hyper rare Bev. Because the BE is silent. It actually sounds like a V.
Yeah. Hyper V,
uh-huh. Bev. And that was only $5. I was like, all right, walking out of here for like $12 with a stack of V cards. Like, come on.
Can't go wrong with that.
So that was actually my pickup.
See, look at that.
Walking into my local comic book shop or my local card shop. Shout out to Jetpack Comics in Rochester, New Hampshire. And yeah, I got some good cards.
Cool. Did you ever get any sort of resolution with your incident at the other show for the pre-release scam?
Nope.
Nothing.
Val
wanted me to tell you that if it was her, she would have put her fist up and said, "Why I oughta," to the people running that scam.
I definitely said what's going on. I feel like I should go back, but I don't want to go back in there.
Sure.
Fool me once, shame on you.
Yeah.
But that's all it takes is just fool me once.
Yeah, that's enough to be angry about.
Yep.
That's fair.
Because when my son's involved, not okay.
Yeah, not okay at all. You gotta set an example for the young man, you know?
Exactly.
Yeah.
And then he went to the next one, and it was like, what? I get more packs? Like, he was so confused. And I'm like, that's not okay.
So
he should not have been confused that he should get packs.
Right. Do you, on the last episode, we had some people from our community write in who started a podcast, and I told you I'd already subscribed to them.
Yes.
Don't remember the name of the person that wrote in, but their podcast is All's End Podcast.
Yes. Yep.
So I listened to their Pokemon card episode as promised.
Yeah,
It's a
I'm
good
like
little
halfway
episode.
through it.
Okay,
Just because I've got so much on my plate.
Sure, that's fair. But they were talking about their pre-release that they went to, and they were talking about how like they got like 3 packs at the end. I'm like, okay, Adam's not crazy. Like this is definitely what's supposed to happen.
Yeah.
I felt justification for you just hearing somebody else completely unbiased say what you knew already. So
yeah, and it's tough because I don't think anybody else that was there knew.
Right. And that's again the unfortunate part is people getting taken advantage of for being new and not knowing what to expect.
So I'll show you, I just won't show up.
Exactly.
So then your 7 people tournament will only be 5.
If they even do it again, because according to them, they were already losing money just by having you guys in there. So
right?
That's what
I
you
know.
want.
Why were we even in there? Why waste the time?
I think that's the part that upset me the most about the entire story was them basically saying having you in their store, they were losing money. Like that's not what you tell potential customers.
Nope,
that's not what you tell people who you want to come back and give you money. Like, come on.
Right, and that's the thing. Like in that store, there's like other Pokemon merch that just like other employees kind of like have like for sale. So it's like there's cool like those little like puppet finger puppet figures, and there's just so many just odds and ends that like there's like a mega Mawile still brand new in its package from like one of the older, I think it's Tommy sets, but like it's just so cool. It's like, come on, if more people came, those items would sell like hotcakes. Me personally, I think they're cool. I just don't need them. I don't.
Right. And they made you feel like you weren't important enough to care about.
Right. And I have feelings too. I'm a real boy.
You are, Adam. you deserve better.
I'm made out of cardboard. No.
Shiny cardboard, but yes.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely. You gotta have shiny cardboard.
It's the only way, Adam. It's the only way.
Oh, so, and I hung out with my brother.
Okay.
And he gets me over there, and him and my sister-in-law are like, yeah, we might have gotten a couple boxes.
Might have?
Yeah. I showed up, okay?
Okay.
And they go, on the counter is an entire stack of code cards.
Uh-huh.
And those are for you, and you need to take them. And I'm like, what? And so I look at this stack, and this is way more packs, like way more cards than there should be.
Okay.
Normally my brother hands me like a stack of like 4 or 5, like, obviously he bought a couple packs, like he doesn't use the code, so he usually gives them to me, and I throw them on PTCGO.
Right.
So really quickly, here is a code. It's a Sword and Shield code. MKN4GJPL7DYQV. Good luck. To continue the story, they went ahead and bought 4 booster boxes.
Dang. Of Shield and Sword?
Of Shield and Sword.
Nice.
And they bought 3 Elite Trainer boxes.
Balling out of control over there.
They went ham on this set. And to be honest, I didn't ask how many like quick balls or anything they got.
Right.
But I'm probably sure they got like 4.
Mm-hmm.
Because my nephew plays.
Yeah.
My niece is getting into playing, and both my nephews play. My niece is learning how to play, and they both play.
Right.
So you have a family of 5. So you're gonna need
that are playing, not just collecting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
20 quick balls to have a competitive deck. Things get pricey at that point.
Yeah. That just kills you, huh?
But they did pull a gold quick ball.
Ooh, nice.
Which drastically went down in price because
Sure.
when I was at that first pre-release, they were like 65, 70. Now they're about 35.
Okay. Well, still, it's a flex card.
Yeah, and I'm like, out of 4 boxes, that's all like. My brother got a hyper rare Morpeko V Max or whatever, but
Nice.
I'm just kind of like blanking on what they actually pulled from their packs because they had like multiples of each V card.
Right.
It was actually like funny. I'm like, how many is in here? This is a big stack in a binder. Just because they had like put one on top of each other, so like their pages were like heavy as I was flipping through. I was like, whoa.
That's rad.
But yeah, so I guess my technical pickup of the week is my brother came in clutch with four boxes worth of code cards for Sword and Shield.
Yeah. Why don't they don't play online at all?
No. I don't. My brother has an account. He had a laptop with his last job, and he was playing. But I think it's not personal enough.
Sure.
Which I completely understand. I have little like affinity with the PTCGO just because there's no chat feature. You can't talk to somebody. I can't unless we're talking right now on Skype.
Right.
If we were talking and playing, it'd be interesting.
Which
but because I can't talk to you
for an episode.
Right, and it's because I can't talk to you like while playing.
Yeah.
It's kind of annoying.
Right.
But I understand why. Like you're probably I'm probably playing like a 10-year-old. You know what I mean? Or I'm playing a 40-year-old, or I'm playing just whoever. Like the age groups are all over the place, and this is just a way they keep it even.
Right.
So I mean, it's just tough.
Yeah, I get it.
So I understand why he doesn't play right now.
No, different strokes for different folks, man.
Right, and it's like if I had a tablet and like could just easily like pull it up and just start playing, it'd be a lot easier than me having to come over, whip up my laptop, load it up, and just because loading it takes a little while.
Sure, I get it.
And just time is everything. So it's like where I could be playing a game already, like I have to wait for it to load. Ugh, jeez.
Go on, get out of here. Nobody got time for that.
I love playing, and I love playing on TCGO.
Right.
It's just not always the quickest option.
I understand. I get it, man. Don't worry. You don't have to explain yourself here.
I have to explain myself at some point. This is the judgment-free zone.
It really is, actually.
Unless you actually use Judge, and then we both shuffle our hands into our decks and draw 4.
That's the nerdiest thing you've ever said.
No, that's literally a card that you can use.
I just love it so much.
Judge.
Oh, Adam. Never cease to amaze me, my friend.
I try.
Do you want to know what I've picked up over this week?
Well, I'm hoping that it's like so many packs of Sword and Shield.
No, unfortunately not. Had a busy weekend since last time we talked. It's just been super busy around here. I do have one pickup, and it was a gift, not a something that I purchased myself. But there's a little story involved, and it's not quite Pokemon related, but I'm still going to tell you anyway because I have no other point in my life where I'm ever going to tell the story. So many months ago, when Hidden Fates was the hotness of the internet and the YouTubes, I was watching YouTube videos of people opening up Hidden Fates, Leonhardt, etc. And I came across this one channel that I started watching. It was this guy trying to pull the Shiny Charizard card from Hidden Fates, of course. And it was a very, very small production type video. Nothing too fancy. Just showed his hands. Like, it wasn't even like full video phase type of situation. Just showing him opening cards. And it was Pokemon cards. It was Hidden Fates. And I recognized the name, and I just couldn't place it. And I had to look it up, and I realized it was his name is Phil Hughes. He's a former, now retired Major League Baseball pitcher. He pitched for the Yankees, won a World Series with the Yankees, went on and pitched for a couple different teams. But yeah, former baseball player who apparently is a huge Pokemon fan. Talked about on his channel during some point when he was opening cards. He had several videos of opening up Hidden Fates. He was talking about doing the soft reset in Sun and Moon game, trying to get this shiny what was the grass starter for Sun and Moon?
Grookey. No.
No, Grookey stop. That's what I want to say, but it's not...
No, what is it?
No?
I don't even know.
Come on, Adam. Do you know the Pokemon?
Sun and Moon.
Yeah, last gen.
Oh my goodness.
Gen 7.
Score Bunny. No.
No.
I don't know.
No,
I don't know. This is a Pokemon podcast, and I don't know.
I can't move on with the story until you tell me who it is.
Oh my goodness. I have to look it up because I literally don't even know.
Rowlet.
It's obviously. Oh my god, it is Rowlet. Yep.
Yeah, Rowlet. Anyway, he was talking about how he's doing like the soft reset trick to get Rowlet, and it took him like 100 hours or so to do that. Whatever. Anyway, like he somehow like had to prove that he was like a Pokemon fan. I don't know why. Like if you have a channel, you're doing your thing, whatever. But I was like, cool. Baseball. I love baseball. Like he was a pitcher. Like he was a big name at some point. You know, like this legit dude who's now retired from baseball, who's just opening up Pokemon cards on his YouTube channel. Like this is pretty freaking great. So I started watching them all the time. Once the Hidden Fate flurry of excitement kind of died off, like now pretty much all he does is just open sports cards, like high value, high end boxes and cases of sports cards, baseball cards mainly, but does hockey, some basketball. So like he's catering to a different collecting crowd now of the sports card variety. But several videos ago, he was opening up he did like a vintage opening of 89 Upper Deck cards and super old box of baseball cards. Most of the cards are pretty much worthless, but in that set was a rookie Ken Griffey Jr. card. And if anybody knows anything about baseball, you know about Ken Griffey Jr. and his rookie card being like one of the most coveted cards like of all time. Like the hype factor was like Shiny Charizard level hype factor for cards, right? Anyway, I was watching that with Val. I had said, because as a kid, I had a baseball card business. I had like an official state of California business license that allowed me to buy baseball cards at wholesale, and like allowed me to like sell them. And it was a whole thing. I was like 10, 11 when I had like my own business license. Crazy stuff. I'll tell you another time. But this Ken Griffey Jr. rookie card was one card I never had as a kid, and I always wanted, and I could never find anybody that was willing to part with it for like a reasonable price or like trade that would like want to trade for it or anything like that. And I can never pull it. It was a card I never was able to get as a kid. Many years ago, I realized as an adult, I could just buy this card, right? I have disposable income. I could just buy this card. I've never bought it for myself ever as an adult. It's just one of those things where I'll think about and then it'll pass on and I'll completely forget about it and I won't think about it for a while. Anyway, watching Phil Hughes, this Pokemon fan, retired baseball player, opening up these cards, trying to pull this card. Spoiler alert, he opened an entire box, didn't get that card. I mentioned to Val, this is something, Val, my partner, I was like, this is a card I always wanted as a kid, never got, etc., etc. Valentine's Day comes around, Adam. I wake up, and guess what's sitting there, surrounded by a whole bunch of chocolate hearts? Ken Griffey Jr. rookie card.
Oh, I thought you were going to say a shiny Charizard.
No, I got two of those, Adam. Yeah, Ken Griffey Jr. rookie card, man.
Really?
Yeah.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
So many points go to Val.
Oh, big time. And I tweeted at him about how like watching his video inspired like her to get that for me, and he retweeted it, and then a whole bunch of his fans started like piling on about like how cool it is that she got it and like how awesome it is. And one of the guys was like, man, that centering is like perfect. I was like, yeah, it is.
That's awesome.
One guy was like, yeah, I've been looking for a PSA 10. Like they're so hard to get. And this one isn't graded or anything like that, but like hearing the people talk about it, I'm like, maybe I should get it graded. I don't know. Like that's
Maybe
either
you
way,
should.
it was really cool and fantastic. So not Pokemon card related, but in a roundabout way, it's all about Pokemon cards, man.
Wow.
So that was my
That's
pickup
fantastic.
of the week. Except for, that's right, Shield Sword. I have a pack, booster pack, ready to open it. Adam, are you ready?
What's on the cover?
I don't remember the name.
Zacian?
The one with the sword.
Zacian.
Okay, Zacian. Zamazenta is the shield?
Yes.
Okay. Here's the thing. I bought the Snorlax cardboard pack, but as you know, the packs inside don't match the cover art on the cardboard pack. So dumb.
True.
Upsets me every time. But I picked the Snorlax because, come on, Snorlax. And he has a whole village growing on his belly.
All right, so that means that you're going to get something good.
Do you think so?
I think so.
Okay, we'll see. We'll open it up.
I was watching a live stream on Instagram when somebody was talking about how they separated all the packs in multiple boxes, and the dogs have a higher pull rate of stuff than
Interesting.
the other packs, the Lapras or the Snorlax.
Huh. How about that? Well, it's
Well,
open.
if you get a white code, then
I'm not
the
telling you what
rumors are
color it is,
true.
Adam, but I will tell you the code that's written on it is ZBGRY4TGL49NG. Code card, good luck. All right, let's see what we got here. We have Leaf Energy, Pokemon Center Lady, Energy Retrieval, Ferrothorn, Silicobra, Yamper, Krabby, Cufant, Baltoy, Yamper, Reverse Hollow, and Cinderace Hollow.
all right, not bad. There's 3 Cinderaces in the set,
I noticed that. I don't like that. It bugs me.
and in all the pre-releases, the cards that you were given were either Inteleon, Rillaboom, or Obstagoon.
Right.
It's like where was Scorbunny?
Yeah.
You guys did Scorbunny wrong.
Well, that's okay. It's the worst starter, so. So that's my pack.
All right.
Spoiler, I may have bought some packs that may be coming here in the next couple days.
Okay, keep us updated.
Stay tuned. Yeah.
All right, Josh. And now let's
Yes.
move on to your question of the week.
Yes, I have a question. It's possible we may have talked about this, but I still don't fully understand it. So I think I need more explanation or more detailed breakdown of how this works. Okay.
Okay.
Building a deck. How many energies should you have in a deck? And does that fluctuate? And if it does fluctuate, what determines how many you should put in your deck, right? How do you know? Especially like a novice like me. And then second part of this question is like the trainers and items and that's kind of stuff. Like how many of those should you have as well? Like I'm really confused on, other than just going online and being like, oh, what's a good deck? And then I pull up a list of all this good decks. Like, what if I just want to make my own deck? I want to make sure I have like a good balance of trainer cards and energy and all that stuff, and I don't know how to figure that out.
So first, you want to make sure that the energy that you're putting in your deck coincides with the Pokemon that you're putting in your deck.
Okay.
If you're running a fire Pokemon, but there's one attack that it has that uses a water energy too. This kind of ties in with like dragon type. So you're running a fire deck, but you have a dragon type Salamence EX that uses a water energy as well. So you have to calculate that in there. So only running all fires would mean that your Salamence would never be able to attack.
How often does that happen where they have a difference? Because I've definitely noticed many cards have like an element and then like a colorless. But I can't think off the top of my head like how many cards actually have like a fire and then like a water.
It usually depends on the typing.
Okay.
I know a lot of the dragon types had, like Como-Ode has a fighting and lightning.
Okay.
And a lot of the dragon types, like Altaria, is a fairy energy and a water energy. Salamence or Druddigon is water fire. Same thing with like Black Kyurem and White Kyurem. Those ones are, I think White Kyurem is fire water. Black Kyurem is lightning water. I'm not 100% sure, but they have done that in the past. Do people stay away
from those because they're complicated with the different energies?
Sometimes.
Okay.
It depends, and again, with decks with synergy, there are Pokemon. There's I think it's a White Kyurem, but it's usable now, but it has like an attack that says it does 80 damage. It's water colorless or water colorless, and it says it does 80 damage. If it has a fire energy attached to it, it does an additional 80 damage.
Okay.
So like you don't need the fire, but if you have the fire, the attack does a lot more. There's a lot of cards like that kind of say, oh, if you have this, or oh, if you have that. I guess the most relevant and most recognizable Pokemon would be Arceus Dialga Palkia Trio or Tag Team, because that has a water metal.
Oh, okay. Or
even the legendary birds that has lightning, water, fire, and then colorless.
Okay.
So I mean, it's still in the game. It's still being printed up to the most recent 2 sets. So they are there.
Okay.
So to answer your question on energy, again, goes with the Pokemon, but it's a tough answer because fire decks have a lot of support. So fire decks, you can use Fire Crystal, Fiery Flint, you can use Welder, you can use Heat Factory. So you essentially want to have a lot of fires so you can utilize those fires. So, a typical fire deck might have 15, 16 fire energies, whereas other decks might opt to play like 11 or 12.
Okay.
And that's like a basic amount of them, because you technically don't need too many, especially now with Sword and Shield released. They brought out a new trainer card called Ordinary Rod, which allows you to shuffle back in 2 Pokemon, 2 energies, or a combination of both. So like if you had 1 water and 1 fire, and then so you could, it opens up the ability to play fewer energies.
Okay.
And fewer tech energies. So like if you were running that Kyurem with the water energies, you could run 1 fire and know that there's a card that'll allow you to get that back later in the game.
Okay.
But again, with fire decks, you can like cycle through them all and then use like Fire Crystal, get them all back to your hand, and then start the process again. And then there's Victini as a Pokemon, the Victini Prism Star. I believe it does 20 damage times the amount of fires that are in your discard, and you shuffle them all back into your deck, which is a game changer.
Right.
So
right.
There's ways around having energies in your deck and having so many. But the most notable trainer from Sword and Shield is the Ordinary Rod, which allows you to get 2 back into your deck.
Okay.
So, like, you can run one less energy than you were going to run and throw in an ordinary rod. Just because you can shuffle them back in.
Sure.
Like right now, I was playing 12, and now I play 11. But there's...
Is there any sort of, like, basic equation of, like, if you have so many Pokemon cards or that need this many energy, you should have this times?
Well,
like,
there's no basic equation.
Okay.
I'd say a good starting number is 10 to 12.
Okay.
Because you don't want to make your deck have no way to... Because, like, right now, you're going to want to be able to attach that first turn. And you're going to think, I guess, with opening hand of 7, and you have 60 cards in your deck, what are the odds that you're going to get in your 7-card hand 1 energy? I don't know what the equation is there, as far as math goes, because I'm not that great at math.
It's
but
a 1 in 5 chance.
Okay, so you have a 1 in 5 chance.
Yeah.
So how do you increase that? Add more energies.
Can you have too many?
Or playing trainer cards that allow you to get energies. In Sword and Shield, they came out with Energy Search. It's cool if you're running multiple types of energy, but if you're not, I would just replace the energy switch with just a regular energy.
Gotcha. Okay.
That's what I have to say on the matter. But also, something like Malamar only needs 3 energies on the board kind of at a time, because you bring back your Athena, you use Malamar to attach 3 energies, and you bring it up, and you attack. It gets knocked out, do the same thing again. And just keep that. It's kind of like that's like a recycle, rewash type deal, so you don't necessarily have to have a lot of energies, so you could get away with, like, I've seen 7, 8, 9 energies, which is like the bare minimum. Like, that's... I've seen something that's like that low, and it's like, that's scary to me.
Right.
I can't imagine playing that, like, knowing that, okay, in my deck I have 7 energies. It's been done, and it's won. But me personally, I don't feel comfortable with that. And those are going to get those energies back from the discard.
Right.
So, you know, if they go to the discard, you're just going to get them back anyways. So it just depends on what deck you're playing. And like right now, the new Frostmoth allows you to just, all of the water energies in your hand, you can just throw them down. It's like a Rain Dance ability from the old Blastoise, where you just can play as many water energies as you want, which is why Lapras V or VMAX is a big deal right now, because it has high HP and you can just dump a bunch of water energies and do a bunch of damage.
Okay. So it really just all depends on what deck you're trying to build and what Pokemon you're using.
Correct.
I wish you had a simpler answer than that, Adam.
And like the water decks, you have the tag team card, Misty and Lorelei, so you can go search for 3 water energies. So like, there's that just gets them into your hand. And then again, you have Ordinary Rod, you have Energy Recycler right now, which allows you to either put 1 from the discard back in your hand or 3 energies and shuffle them back into your deck. I believe there's Fisherman, which I think he says you can grab 4 water or 4 basic energies from your discard to your hand, but it's a supporter, so it's kind of hurtful, but it's still 4 energies, and then that's another VMAX Lapras that can attack that turn.
Right.
So it just depends on what deck you're playing, really. Because like I said, I've been messing with mine, and I was comfortable with 12, but clearly that's not working.
Sure.
And then as soon as I did 11, it's a little tight at times. But I have another card in my deck that lets me get energies back from the discard, so I feel a little bit more comfortable with it.
Right.
So good question.
Okay.
There is no perfect math.
Dang it.
I would just say, I don't know, something that is divisible by 6, I think. If you have 12, it's a number that's divisible by 6, it works.
Right.
So that's why I like 12. I think 12 is a solid starter energy count.
Okay.
12.
Good
I will
starting
say the
point.
number 12.
Number 12. All right. And then as far as like trainers and stuff goes,
Again, it depends if you're going to play, because they just came out with the professor's research. So if you're going to play cards that like just, discard my hand, draw 7, you're going to go through your deck a lot quicker. So you need more recovery. So if you don't have like 2 ordinary rods, just to make sure you continually have cards in there, like you could end up decking yourself out.
Gotcha. Okay. All right. Trial and error is what it sounds like.
Right. And like there's Rillaboom from the new set as well. And it's like he allows you to search your deck for 2 grass energies from your deck and put them to one of your Pokemon. So that you want to have energies in your deck. So they knock something out, you got to get that back in the deck as soon as possible.
Right.
So you might even run a Brock's Grit, which allows you to shuffle, I think, 6 basic energies back into your deck. So it just depends on what deck you're playing.
Yeah. Okay. What did people do before you could just easily Google this sort of thing? Back in the day.
A lot of playtesting. And like that's the sad part is like I get it, people are on, PTCGO, but it's like I just remember a time where like we would all go to League and we just played and played and played, and then we found time to like hang out at each other's houses and just played.
Right.
And we're like, oh man, this is a good deck, and then you take it to an actual tournament, you're like, oh, I got my butt handed to me.
Times have changed, Adam.
Times have changed.
All right. Well, that was my
and now
question.
It's just a Skype call away.
Yeah, pretty much.
Let's battle.
Yeah, I have a professor at my beckoning call nowadays.
Right. So text me, call me if you need me.
Call me maybe.
You gotta call me on the Pokemon phone though. It's gonna go ring, ring, ring. Phone call, phone call.
Deal.
All right. Sfeel?
Indeed.
No. Indeedy? DDV.
Oh my god. I can't say anything.
All right.
Grass Star from Gen 7.
All right. A little housekeeping really quick before we continue this. This podcast is powered by Patreon. You can check ours out at patreon.com/PokemonProfessor, where you can support this show for as little as $1 a month. That $1 will get you access to our patron exclusive Discord, which is a fantastic place filled with fantastic people. Because we need more TCG folks, let me tell you.
Yeah, all those Pokemon Go players just clogging up the joint.
They're everywhere.
God.
Not that we don't love them, but I want more TCG friends.
You all know who you are.
Yes. And a very special thanks to our executive producer, Adrian Briones, who wrote in. He actually, he said he loved the call from last week's episode. And he chose Special Conditions to produce because we gave him the information and courage to finally let him get to his first pre-release tournament for Sword and Shield.
Awesome.
Which he had a blast, which is fantastic to hear.
Yeah.
And he says he loves the quality content that Josh and Adam bring to the table. So that's awesome. And he said he's like, I've built my standard deck for Sword and Shield. He's ready to start playing outside of the online game.
Keep us posted on your journey.
Yeah, seriously, Adrian, like that's so awesome to hear.
Yeah.
Like words can't even describe how awesome that feels to know that like we helped you in that way.
Right.
Which is kind of like a theme, we've helped people start podcasts, Pokesoul. And it's nice to see the community growing, and just the immense support from you guys is fantastic. Yeah, you guys are all fantastic.
One day I'll make Adam proud also, but for now, everybody else can.
Yeah, and it's I'm upset You haven't made me proud yet. I just want you to go to a pre-release.
I'm letting everybody, have a spotlight.
Somebody out there, how do we get Josh to... Like, that's our next... For the next Sword and Shield 2.
Oh, man.
That's the next set. We got to get him to a pre-release.
We'll see.
We got to come up with something. So, get in touch. Write us an email. Let's figure out how to get Josh to an event. Let's figure out a way. Let's bribe him. Let's do something.
Man, if they had a pre-release event for Hidden Fates, Adam, that might have happened.
Right? No such thing. All right. So if Patreon isn't your thing, there are a few other ways you can help us out. If you're listening to YouTube, you can subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications. If you're listening via a podcast service like Apple Podcasts or Stitcher, you can take a moment to leave us a review. We would greatly appreciate it. But I have a card that I'd like to talk about, Josh.
Yes.
And at the top of the show, I said, it's Silvally GX from Hidden Fates.
The best set ever.
And I remember after the show last week, I had texted you and was like, hey, how many of those do you have? I'm still in need of one.
Okay.
So I'll trade you something for it.
Yeah,
but
we'll talk.
It was reprinted in Ultra Prism with the same attacks, everything. It's just cut and paste, just different artwork. So it is usable, and it has 210 HP. Silvally GX. Its original set is from Burning Shadows.
Okay.
But it has an ability called Gyro Unit. It says your basic Pokemon in play have no retreat cost, which is huge.
Interesting.
So if you're playing this but with some basic Pokemon that are big and bulky, tag teams, this thing's awesome. So it's got 2 attacks. Its first attack is Turbo Drive, does 120 damage, and it says attach a basic energy card from your discard pile to one of your bench Pokemon. All right, pretty straightforward. And then it has Rebel GX, which says this attack does 50 damage for each of your opponent's bench Pokemon. So if they have 5, you're going to do 250. But that's not like that great. You know what I mean?
Sure.
Like, we're not talking about Silvally GX. We're talking about Silvally GX. Both of them.
Oh, okay.
So Silvally GX is Silvally GX is Silvally GX. But what makes this card so fantastic, and nobody's talking about it,
is it shiny?
Okay, I am talking about it.
Well, you're about to maybe burst open the scene here a little bit, so just be careful.
Well, what I'm trying to get people to understand is this is Silvally GX. Okay. His name is the same. But he not only is a colorless type, he has access to 4 different memories, which are tool cards that, when attached, change Silvally's type.
Okay, I'm not following yet.
All right. So, have you played any on PTCGO recently?
Not recently, no.
Have you seen any new decks from Sword and Shield?
No.
Articles or anything?
No.
Josh, you're too much of a noob at this.
I know. Why do you even have me on the show? Oh, so you could explain it. That's why.
Oh my goodness. Okay. So, what cards are good from Sword and Shield?
Rillaboom. Quick Ball.
Okay, well, we're talking about Pokemon.
Oh.
Okay, so Rillaboom.
Okay.
What's it weak to?
Fire.
Okay. And what about Zacian?
What's it weak to?
Well, no, like that's a big card.
Sure.
People are going to be playing it.
Yeah,
what's that weak to?
I have no idea. What type is it?
Fire.
Oh, okay.
Fire.
Really?
Yeah, it's metal.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that.
People are playing Meltan Lucario.
Sure.
What's that weak to? It's also metal.
Metal. That was the answer.
No. It's metal. That's the card type.
Oh.
What's it weak to?
Oh. Fire.
Okay, boom. So seems like a big deal. Okay. And then there's also so that's big. Okay, boom. Stone Journer is big.
Okay.
That's
type.
the massive rock dude.
Mm-hmm.
It VMAXes. It's got hundreds of hit points. It's weak to
water.
Grass.
I'm really bad at types.
And then
man.
with the release of Sword and Shield,
Dark
type is also weak to
Grass.
Woo!
Okay.
So Sableye,
Okay.
V, and Obstagoon.
Mm-hmm.
All right. And what are fire Pokemon weak to?
Water, obviously.
Weird.
Yeah.
Okay. And what's Lapras weakness to? What's water Pokemon in Sword and Shield weak to now?
Grass.
No, they used to be grass.
Oh, God, trick question. Fairy.
It's a water type.
Metal. I don't know.
Water. So water typically is weak to
Typically? Grass.
Yeah, like what's no, it's electric.
Oh.
Boogie.
Okay. But grass also, right?
No. Oh, yes, it used to be.
Typically?
But water is weak to lightning now.
Okay, yes, obviously.
Meaning that Pikachu Zekrom is making a comeback, which will eliminate the Lapras VMAX deck.
Okay, where's all this
It'll
going?
still be there, but it's one of those decks that it's good, and it got better because now there's a bigger target.
Okay. I have my whiteboard in front of me. I'm doodling all these notes, arrows going all over the place. I don't...
Okay, so with that being said, he has access, like I said, to 4 different memories.
Silvally GX.
He has water memory,
Mm-hmm.
fire memory, electric memory, and grass memory.
Okay.
So when one of these is attached to your Silvally GX, it becomes that type.
Oh. Well, dang.
So if you're playing against a fire deck, boom, slap the water memory on and boom, I'm going to do 240 damage.
Wow.
You're playing against Stone Journer, boom, grass memory, I'll do 240. You're playing against Lapras V, boom, electric memory, I'm lightning type.
Dang.
If you're playing against Zacian, boom, fire memory, I'm fire.
So which set did these memories come from?
So now there were fighting and psychic type, but those were from Burning Shadows.
Okay.
Excuse me. And those, and it's weird, but I kind of understand it as to why they got rid of them and why they're giving us these ones and why they're taking these ones away, if that makes sense. So the fire and the electric are from Ultra Prism.
Okay.
Which is where Silvally GX, the one we're talking about today, is from.
Okay.
But when the rotation happens in August, we'll only have the water memory and the grass memory. But we'll have the other Silvally still. So they'll still be usable, but it just means that they're either going to continue with more fire or more dark and rock types. See what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I have a feeling like that's the direction they want to go, and they need a way to take it down, and this might be the way.
Interesting. This is fascinating. This might be my favorite card explanation we've done in 25 episodes, Adam.
this is I kid you not, this is the one card that I've been like dying to play for so long. And I actually like went back, and I think it's episode 20 where we were talking about the other Silvally GX, because I wanted to talk about that one, and I was like, wait a minute, we already did this.
Right.
So there's just so much versatility. And now it's tough because you have to get the tool card attached at the right time. So it is tough to get that. But you get that, you one-shot a Zacian. They think they have you, and you're just like, oh, fire memory.
Right.
One shot. And it's hard because you play, like right now, I'm playing the Piplup Blastoise tag team with Quagsire. And so here I am using red and blue, attaching my water energies, bringing them to my active, my Piplup Blastoise. If they're fire, I've already got water type coverage, so boom, get rid of the water memory. And then it's kind of like there's three. You've got fire, electric, or grass. I feel like 3 in any combination is the way to go, but I feel like fire is going to be the best to use. So at least 2 fire memories, and then 1 electric, 1 grass, or some combination in there. But I think water is a good one to get rid of. You could possibly get rid of. It just depends on how you want to play the deck. You can play a water, grass, lightning, or fire version of Silvally to take out one of those types. So you don't need that type coverage, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
I like Blastoise right now. That's kind of like what I'm vibing with. So my fire type's covered. So I've got the fire memories. I've got my water coverage because I actually use water Pokemon. And I actually have the fighting Quagsire in there as well.
Okay.
Just to combat the Pikachu Zekrom.
Sure.
So they knock me out, I knock them out. So they take 2 prizes, I take 3. The only thing that because I have a grass memory, because I feel like, Obstagoon Sableye is going to be bigger than we think because of the Eviltal. The Eviltal says if there's 4 damage counters on any of the Pokemon, the active Pokemon, you can use its GX attack and knock it out.
Gotcha.
So if they have if I have a fully powered Piplup Blastoise, 3 energies ready to go, and they drop 4 Zigzagoons, and then they put 1 Dark Energy on their Yveltal, they'll use the GX attack, and I'm knocked out. That's what I'm scared about.
Yeah.
So, with that being said, there's all those ways you can use Silvally right now.
That's cool.
And then if you want to be spicy,
oh yeah,
extra spicy, not only can you change the types, you could also run basic fightings, and then you could run a stadium card called Martial Arts Dojo, and it says the attacks of any non-Ultra Beast Pokemon, both yours and your opponent's, that have any basic fighting energies, their attacks do 10 more damage to the active. So just by having a fighting energy on this guy, with the dojo, he's going to do 10 more damage. But if you're behind on prizes, it's going to do 40 additional damage. So your 120 becomes 160. Math becomes a little bit better because the math's on your side. And then you can also run Zygarde, the dog form. I don't know what set it's from, but you can attach 1 fighting, and then it does 20 damage, and then you can attach a fighting from your discard to one of your bench Pokemon.
Okay.
So there's a bunch of ways that you can play Silvally.
Right.
It's just finding the one that works the best to counter a wider field. So I know the NCIC is coming up in Australia. I believe it's this weekend coming up. Or not this weekend. I think it's next weekend.
Soon.
Let me look at the dates. Yeah, it's this weekend.
Okay.
Because Sword and Shield becomes legal on the 21st. And I actually didn't go to a tournament on Sunday, the place I normally go to, because all of the cards from the Sword and Shield era, they were not legal. So I'd have to change my deck, and my brother would have to change his deck, and my nephew would have to change his deck, and my son would have to change his deck. Right. And I'm just like, I didn't want to deal with that. So I opted to not go, but I do have a tournament coming up on the 27th, which is a Thursday. So I'll be able to do that.
Nice.
Yeah. So cool. Man, Silvally is phenomenal.
You think it's going to be?
I think it's one of those slept on cards. And I think that people just don't like it's draw, and that like, how can you get more consistent than drawing cards?
I mean,
like Marnie is the thing right now,
right? And
people are going to like turn 1 or turn 2, shuffle your hand in, and you're going to draw 4. With Silvally, if you play like 1 or 2 cards down, you can draw 2, or you can draw 3, or if you use all of those cards, you can draw 5 more. Oh, look, you evolve another one, you can draw 5 more. What? Oh, and then that's that basic Pokemon in the active. Oh, let's free retreat that one. Man, Silvally, it's just so fun. I think people are just sleeping on it. So I wouldn't be surprised if somebody figures this out and makes Silvally at least top right. cut in this weekend's tournament.
Yeah, I'm excited to see how that pans out.
It's doable. It's definitely doable, especially with everybody being so hyped on Zacian ADP. So at least 2 fire memories, even if that's all you use. You already run the tag team engine or the tag call engine. So you could just throw a Guzma Hala, boom, go grab it. Even if you want to get spicy and add in a triple acceleration energy, just to be able to, use fire memory, search for that special energy, attach it, do the attack, get the knockout, sayonara.
Adios, amigo.
Adios, muchachos.
I love.
Sorry, I'm realizing like I'm like out of breath because I'm just like so excited and I just keep going and going.
Who knew Silvally GX would be so exciting?
Well, I didn't
until now. I didn't either until now.
And I'm sure there's another way that I'm missing to play with it.
Yeah.
To be honest, but as far as right now, that's awesome.
Yeah.
And then you play it with red and blue, so you can get the energies. Turn 1, turn 2.
Boom.
Because you have to evolve it, obviously. But so you get it up there, turn 2, and you're swinging away at whatever type you want to be. So Silvally GX, you be whoever you want to be.
You be you, boo.
If you want to be grass today, you put your grass pants on and you're good to go.
Don't let the man hold you down.
Pull those lightning jeggings on. Pull those fire shorts up. And those high waters up. Come on. I mean, look at it. It's like a weird fishy thing. I still don't know what Silvally is.
Nobody does, Adam, and that's the beauty of it. It's undescribable. It just is. It's not anything. It just is.
It's like Aquaman's like pet animal or something.
Just is.
Yeah, I don't know.
Don't put Silvally GX in a cage.
I don't think it could fit. It's too big.
Oh my goodness.
It'd be nice to see a dark memory or just different memories come out.
Yeah.
It would be really nice.
Well, people start using it. I mean, if there's a demand for it, I imagine that's what pushes.
No, that's the thing. They'll probably kill those cards if that's the thing.
If it's too popular.
Because imagine if Silvally GX could be anything.
Yeah.
You have the whole 9 type gambit. You're just like, I'll attack you with this one, and then I'll attack you with this one. And because GXs are gonna phase out,
right?
And they're phasing in V cards. So
that's sad.
It is sad.
Oh, GX, we barely knew thee.
You barely knew
That's
thee.
true.
I've been dealing with him since the Sun and Moon base set. I mean, come on.
That's so true. All right.
All right, Josh, but I think that's the show.
Yeah, it is.
Man, I had a blast.
Me too.
All right, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you so much for listening. We seriously appreciate all the support, all the kind words. If you want to send us an email, you can send us an email at specialconditionstcg@gmail.com. You can leave us a voicemail. You can text us. You can leave us a picture. 732-835-8639. And remember, trainers, if you're affected by a special condition, don't forget to use a full heal.
Good night.